Yellow, yellow, yellow. I am Goofanader, and we're going to be playing a Mortician's Tale today. Let me get the game up and running. And... oh, there we go. Alright. A Mortician's Tale. This is my first time playing it, so I don't know actually what is fully involved other than that this is a mortician and it's a tale of a mortician. I believe there's a bunch of emails and talking to people, so we'll see how that goes. And I also found out that it is a much shorter game than I thought. Most people play it for about an hour. Since I'm going to be reading all the things out, it might be a bit longer than that, but if the stream ends before 3 hours, I might switch to a different game to start and play, or we might just end early. Anyway, let's get started. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Clicky? Hello and welcome to our new funeral director. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet ya. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to ya and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck. Matthew J., Funeral Director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Here is Amy's original email. Hello, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie, as she told me she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career here with us at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Please take the time to make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We'll have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other a little better as well. Sincerely, Amy Rose. That's this email and Amy Rose. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain where everything is. In your office preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and, obviously since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose. I guess my subject lines to you should start being more professional now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. Guess it's just not something I really think much about. I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry because, as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London, and not London, Ontario, serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. Wow, that's actually really impressive, Jen. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a funeral's monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you, am super proud of you gift. Love you, love you, love you. Jen L. Hart. Today's tasks. An auto response. Is that... do I just auto response to everything? Is that... I'm assuming that's how I respond to emails. Hello, Charlie. Hope you settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier if that's possible. That That being said, although you will not be embalming Mrs. Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Mrs. Garcia in the prep room. Talk soon, Amy Rose. Dear Mia, of course we will happily oblige your request for no embalming for a closed casket. I'll ensure our funeral director receives your request. Take care, Amy Rose. Dear Amy, we're happy to be with Rose and daughters for my mother's funeral. We understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations, but if you could kindly not embalm my mother, that would greatly be appreciated. And we will proceed with a closed casket for the service. I just know she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impact on the environment, and since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and to live healthily, it would be a shame to have her final moments to be counter to the way she lived. Thank you for anything you can do to help us in this manner. Best, Mia. Thanks for subscribing! Each month, we bring you a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. The death industry. That's a good industry name. This month is all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we said we'll answer your most popular questions, here we are, because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Funerals are a hard time, and we understand that. But here are some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally, following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Number 1, don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do so inside the funeral home. Number 2, don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Being quiet gives other people space they might need. Number 3, don't get drunk. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own ways, just remember to be respectful when with the grieving family and friends. Number 4, happily reminisce. Sometimes remembering happy moments and positive experiences with the disease can be a productive part of the healing process. Number 5, give condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even a simple, "I'm thinking of you," can go a long way. Number 6, dress appropriately. What this looks like will change based on the customs of the deceased and their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. Number 8, give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it's the thought that counts here. Sometimes this can be even cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through the healing process is what matters here. Be kind and be helpful. What's this tab? It is the website. About Rose and Daughters. Rose and Daughters Funeral Home was founded by my grandparents back in 1956. The Rose family has proudly served the area since then, providing personal, affordable funeral services for all. I'm proud to have carried on my family's business for the last 36 years, working with the best and brightest funeral directors and grief counselors in the area. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you've recently experienced a loss and would like us to help you through this hard time. Our services. Here at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home, we're committed to providing loved ones with the best and most affordable funeral services in the area. We offer a diverse range of personalized funeral service options fit for every need. Oh my god, those prices. Prices. Burial with open casket ceremony and reception. Is that around $6,000? Burial with closed casket ceremony and reception. $4,275. Cremation with ceremony and reception. $1,700. Direct burial with no ceremony or reception, is that $1,905? All inclusive. Direct cremation with no ceremony or reception, $600. Alright. Why is dying so expensive? My body no longer responds. It should be just put in the earth. Why is people paying for dead bodies? You know, that's a good reason not to die, because you'll be super expensive when you die. I guess that's why life insurance exists, because, you know, it's to help with the cost of your death and also to give money to other people, I guess. But like, actually, I don't even know if life insurance works that way. I don't know anything about insurance, to be honest. I'm not gonna continue with that line of thought. Yeah. Alright, back to the email. Let's reply with sure thing, I'll get right to it. Okay. Can I move? No. So it's Click to move. Wow, is this the dead lady? Garcia, right? This is the prep room where you will prepare bodies for burials and viewings. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Click on the sponge and drag it over the body to clean it. Squishy sounds. Nice and clean. Oh, it is Mrs. Garcia. That's it, you're done. Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in the casket. Oh, that's all I had to do? It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You're responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it is also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. Alright, let's go. Oh, and our outfit changed for the funeral. I'll talk to you guys. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. Do they repeat the same dialogue? Yes, they do. Gonna walk to this person. We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I was always taught. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy. It's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. It's a kid. Mommy, I'm hungry. Where can we go? Wow. Too real to have a kid just kind of ignoring the funeral. Woof. Woof. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. Thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be using a chemical that is known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain. At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Stop it, don't make me laugh right now. Casket. Cool. We bow to the casket. October 11th, 10:09 a.m. More mail. I guess your email just shows all new stuff. That's very kind of them. Okay, so let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associate it with fainting or hysteria, it actually been associated with visceroptosis? Visceroptosis. Yeah, which is when the organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So, TLDR, corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condensation about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kinds of things I specifically research, and yet I am treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Janelle. I am so frustrated right now. Oh, there's more. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist BS anyways. And like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in faux concern. Jen, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers! They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condensation is hurting my head. Ugh, sorry, I'm out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a little bit when I've cooled off. Hi, Charlie. Here are the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family was very happy with you. Literally spent less than 5 minutes in that room. Dang, they were that happy with me? I know this is like an abbreviated version of what a mortician does, but like, wow. Glad I could help out the family. No small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval, an elderly man, died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter Lizzie Duval if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Best, Amy Rose. P.S. Charlie, dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew, he knows. Just passing this message along. Thanks for the hard work, Charlie. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together, it was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Oh, that is actually nice. It makes me hungry. I ate a tamale for breakfast lunch. I don't need more. I'm gonna have a big dinner probably tonight, but food. I'm okay. Going back to the game. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is, it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way. And I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Best, Mia. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on their last trip around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed. In a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff, messed me and my friends up real good. But so, the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, While we're in the procession going to the cemetery, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who doesn't know to not get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into our friend's car. Wow, that's actually kind of scary. Because, you could have had a double funeral if somebody got seriously injured fatally. Glad that didn't happen. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? Anyways, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off in that way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed and then we all started giggling because, go figure. Life is messed up sometimes, There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remember the story I wanted to tell you. Because we work with death all the time and I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, that has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later and it's nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it and I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. Matthew J. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes some people do need a little bit of a pick-me-up during such hard times. Who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though, and if you're attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice can mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and in Chinese cultures, white is a typical color for funerals. For Islam, though, it is less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you're dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the clothing isn't as important as is dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the number one rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible, even if that means not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral, or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respects. Website is the same. I'll get right on it. I'm in my embalming clothes. Gonna deal with this man. Gonna make him all pretty. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. I'm gonna clean you up, sir. You're gonna look real pretty. Gonna dab some makeup on after I sponge you up. Oh, on the ear. Click on the razor and drag it over the body to shave it. This is a razor. Yes. You know, I know it's supposed to look like hair, but I thought they were worms at first, and I thought they might get wiped off with the sponge. In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Do I undo? Yeah? Okay. Oh, okay. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Oh! Let's click and drag an eye cap into each socket to give it shape. Is this an eye cap? To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue onto each eye to shut it. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread over the jaw to close it. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize it. This prevents the skin from drying out. Squishy squish. Nice. Right over the titty. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. Oh gosh. You're going to need a tube for draining the blood. Click on the tube and drag it into the neck incision. Click on the cannula and drag it onto the carotid artery. I'm not good at bodies. What is that? This is how you'll get the preserving chemicals into the bloodstream. Do I click here? Okay. Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. Okay. Click the button on the embalming machine to turn it on. Big power button. Alright. We massage that body. Yeah. Right on that chest. This is like deflating an airbed, I guess. You're just pumping out that blood and put it in some juice. Giving them pink juice. Except it's chemicals. I was just thinking maybe we could eat it, but that would be a bad thing. You don't want to drink the pink juice, because you'll die. Great, now let's sew up that incision. Click and drag the needle and thread over the incision to close it. Almost done, you'll need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar, then click and hold on the abdomen until all the liquid has been drained. And you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duval's makeup. What? I don't get to do his makeup? As well as dressing and putting him in his casket. It's time to attend the funeral. Alright, I guess. Hey, Tanuki, welcome in. We're playing a Mortician's Tale, and I just embalmed Mr. Duval. And we're now going to the funeral reception. Alrighty. Oh, this time the casket's open, unlike Mrs. Garcia's. Alright, what do you have to say?
Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next, poof, that person is gone. Just like, gone.
Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long. Like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it.
Mm-hmm. So weird how our bodies just stop working like that.
Yeah.
Why are you staring at the sun? That's like bad for your eyes, bro. I sometimes stare at the sun. Not like all the time, but like sometimes, because it's like bright out and you're looking in that direction. The sun just happens to be in that direction, you know? Oh, Tanuki, you thought this was a horror game? No. No, this is like a visual novel, and not a horror visual novel. It is like actually meant to be a Mortician tale, and it's supposed to give you a different like view of like how death works and how people grieve and deal with it. That's as much as I know, and clearly that seems to be the theme that's going on right now. But if I was playing a horror game, I would have to do it like with my friend Wolfbender, because I can't play horror games by myself. So yeah. Hey Leah, thank you for standing me. I love you too. Thank you for coming on the stream. Spirit Fair vibes. Yeah, I feel that too. The music is very Spirit Fair, and I played a little bit of Spirit Fair, and it's also a game about death, where it treats it really like solemnly, and not like, I don't know, in other ways that it could be. Leah, I'm not gonna play a horror game anytime soon. My list is filled with cute indie games that are like 4 to 8 hours long. That's what I'm gonna be streaming. I can't do a horror game. But maybe with Wolfbender. We're thinking of doing Man of Medan, or Medan, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's made by Supergiant Games, I think, is the company. And they made Until Dawn, which was a PS4 exclusive game that was a horror about these teens getting into a haunted house. And it's very campy, very like all the tropes of those type of horror movies. And I played it with Wolfbender just like for funsies, and I could not. It was so scary for me. It's not even like shooting or like Resident Evil or anything. It's just like walking around and interacting with objects. And characters can die, but the story continues on from it. Anyway, it's the same company that made that game, so I'm expecting lots of like characters dying and weird obstacles and things like that from Man of Medan. It's also a co-op game, so it'll be interesting to see how we both play it on the couch together. However, we're probably not going to play this game for a while, or maybe we can play it after Oberdin. We'll see. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch.
He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure.
And it's a child playing a game, humming to himself. Oh yeah, video game Bob. Wait, I want to hear that again. That's really good. I like that jingle. Alright, let's pay our respects to Mr. Duval. Gracias, senor. And off we go. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m. Cleaning the gurney? Is that a gurney? I don't know, but at least we're cleaning. Better than what I do. I really need to clean the porch. It's got leaves going up the stairs. There's a dead snail shell just lying there, and I'm like, it's sitting there. I'm gonna crush it with my feet one time when I step down the stairs or up the stairs. It's gonna happen, I feel like, and I need to sweep that shell away, but it doesn't exist. You know, ADHD is like, object permanence, what is that? There's stairs once I see the stairs. Outside of not seeing the stairs, they don't exist. But now that I'm talking about stairs, maybe I should actually sweep the stairs. Except I'm streaming, so I'll now forget this in 5 minutes. Yahoo! Alright, let's see what Amy Rose has to say. Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose. Passing on this lovely thank you note. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Thank you, Lizzie. Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know, you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody new since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day, so maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea? Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom ran over. I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? I don't know what a teratoma is. I'm going to look that up. Gonna Google that right now on my phone. What is a teratoma? Teratoma. A type of germ cell tumor that may contain several types of body tissue. Uh-huh. They are tumors made up of tissues such as hair, muscle, and bone. They occur most often in the ovaries in women and the testicles in men. Oh. I don't, alright, that's something to talk about. Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is as much of a weirdo as I am. Miss you. Let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. Jen L.
I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. Small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving. So I'm gonna grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know, I'm heading out in 15 minutes.
Hey Matthew, this is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Oh, that sucks. Ooh, Amy, ooh. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing, and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Take care, Amy. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut, are buried under the wrong names, and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. Ooh, boy, I didn't even think about how death could affect, trans folk. Oh my god. Thank you for this email. This is really important. I'm digging this email. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraught directive. Enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different, and because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender identity as they lived it. So a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage, but this doesn't mean you're not dealing with 2 people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. Alright. Let's deal with the lady who died from breast cancer. Ooh, fresh out of the oven. Or going into the oven? Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we'll need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process as to not damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. Alright. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. Oh. Great, Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. Oh. That's it? There it goes. Into the fire. Into the next life. The unknown. This is the cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. Using the cremulator, we'll break those bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Click on the urn here. Click and drag the bone fragments. Drop them. Oh. Crunchy. Hearing that sand. Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back to the counter. Okay.
the necklace in the urn. That's like that. Don't forget the tag and drag to the urn. Click on the urn's lid. Boop. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. Alright, time to go see what's up. Cool. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. What's up, you? She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. Glad she was cremated and not in like an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. This is nice in a weird way. She'd like that we're all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Oh, now I want crab cakes. That does sound good. Thinking about this conversation, what did they say again? At least we all got to say goodbye. Like, that's really nice because in death, when somebody dies, you never know when it happens, and being able to say goodbye before their death is like really good, because there's always those stories of like the child who said something really mean to their parent and then the parent dies and then they regret that for the rest of their life, sort of thing. Yeah. Ooh. Let's bow to the urn. Paying those respects. February 14th, 10:14 a.m. We were cleaning the desk? Is that an ice cream cone? I can't. I'm too far away from the TV to tell. Oh, this is a lot more. Alright. My throat is getting a little scratchy. There's a lot of talking. But, you know, it's all good. This is what the streamer life is all about, am I right? I'm joking. Please take care of your throat. Please take care of your voice. That's very important. I say, having drank all of the water out of my cup. I'll get some more in a bit. Hi all. It is with a very heavy heart that I write to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. Oh! I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I googled told me that would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct but remorseful, Google said. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. And you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations that we are that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Either way, soon Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes, though honestly I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact, somewhat. They have a good reputation, and I have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this thank you note. Hi, Amy. I am so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Sincerely, Margarita. Hey, Charlie. Please see the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. There's a pacemaker? Hi, Amy. You asked if there were any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Thanks, Mariana. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today. Not my usual self. And it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. Hi, Amy. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles I should reach out, and you would know somebody I could talk to about all this. I just don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother has lived a full good life and was very happy and that she's not in any pain now, but still, I feel empty, Amy. I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Oh, bud, it's okay. That's the grieving process. That's just how grief works. Usually there's depression involved. It's okay, Ryan. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough with work and the will and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience, Ryan. Charlie! I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years, but I must have gotten rusty. Anyways, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution and generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment, just maybe not so good for big misses. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore/preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. We here at Funerals Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. My roommate would be very interested in I did not know I got sent the game. Left click dig. Okay. Oh, I am so bad at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Yeah, oh, I got ghosts. Ghost? Oh, okay. Hey, Ivy. The description from Jen is that it's Minesweeper, but way harder. Well, there's esoteric symbols, clearly. Not sure what else, like, if I click here, and here, oh, that's a ghost. I am not good at Minesweeper, so this is... What's that symbol? Oh, that's a ghost. I guess if there's... Oh, I see. There's probably some rules here related to maybe directions? Because, like, these moons... I don't know if I'm smart enough for this. Yeah, I do agree, Ivy. There are definitely rules, and they don't want to tell you what the rules are. Ooh, I got a big chunker. Okay. Alright. Nope, that's a ghost. That was a ghost. I'm gonna try one more time, and then I'm gonna continue on. Yeah. Okay, ooh, big one. I bet there's ghosts here. I'm not gonna click those. Oh, okay. Yeah, Okay, I'm a little afraid. Oh, okay. No! The ghost! I was not really that close, but oh, I was right. Those three were ghosts. It's okay. I'm not good at Minesweeper anyway, and I don't understand how this works to begin with. So it's all good. We're gonna respond to Amy's email about the pacemaker. All right, let's deal with this guy. We're not gonna cremate his pacemaker because that would probably fuck things up in a lot of ways. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. Okay. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine. Ah, that's the bad thing. You know, I wonder if, like, there's ever situations at cremation or funeral homes where the family forgets to tell them that the body has a pacemaker. Like, do they forget? Or, like, maybe if people have, like, metal inside them, you know, like, I don't know when you have metal, but, like, sometimes you have metal, because I know for MRIs, if you have metal in your body, you can't have an MRI. Otherwise, you're gonna see part of your body go flying into the MRI machine because it's a big giant magnet. They have to do like a metal detector test or something first, right? Yeah, I guess that must be. I'm also sure that they have like a list of questions when you bring in, when you're like requesting to cremate or have a funeral for a dead body. They're like, oh, do they have a pacemaker? So I'm assuming they have stuff to make sure you're not putting a not kosher body into the cremation machine. I'm guessing. But also, explosion. Click and drag the scalpel over the heart to make an incision. Oh, here. That's the heart? You can see. Can I? That's a pacemaker? Isn't that a white thing? Is that what a pacemaker is? Grab it. Oh. 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 All set to be cremated now. All right, Mr. A's, off you go to the world of the future. Enjoy a toasty time. Using the cremulator. Alright, yeah, let's break those bone fragments. Okay, put in the bones. It looks like a banana. Putting this bone in there, make some nice rainmaker sand sounds. Put the urn back on the counter. Put the tag in the urn. Put the lid on the urn. Oh yeah! All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. Time to go to the reception. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. Oh. Oh. That's a little heavy. I say for a game that's about death, as if I wasn't expecting this to be heavy. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Right. Wait. No, the other person was the one who died from breast cancer. Did he die of cancer? I don't know. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere? Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? What? Alright, that's a conversation to have when you're in a funeral reception. Yeah, definitely. I also talk about tailgating. Yeah, that's my jam. Did you ever end up cleaning the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. I'm assuming it's a lesbian or girl love girl couple. And Dad was an asshole, homophobic asshole. Because I get that. I feel that 100%. I don't even know if my father accepts it to this day. Because, like, he didn't go to my half-sister's wedding. And she married, like, this really cool person. And he didn't go. I was the only family member there on my half-sister's side. And that was kind of sad. But, like, my dad will go hang out all the time with my half-sister and accepts her wife. But, like, you know, it's... I don't know. My dad's a little weird. Yeah. Let's pay our respects to the urn. Do a nice little cursory bow, and we go back to the funeral thingies. February 28th, 10:35 a.m. Washing my hands. Being very clean, which you need to be when you're dealing with dead bodies. Thought I'd pass this along to you. Hi, Amy. I just wanted to thank you for the service the other month, and apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me, and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Mariana. Oh, I get 2 choices this time. Cool. Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront this situation. Yet. Anyways, they're never easy. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Ooh. I don't like that.
Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know, I'm here if you need me. I appreciate this game for giving you an option to not have to deal with the suicide funeral one, especially for people who are like very sensitive for that. Ify, yes, you are a mortician in this game. You're also, I guess, as a mortician, a death therapist in a sense. Because we did get an email last time that was about, like, Amy, who's the owner of Rose and Daughters, the cremation funeral home place, asked us to field this guy's email about, like, needing some help. So I guess as a mortician, you sometimes do have to do some therapy, or at least redirect people to a place where they can get therapy. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm not a mortician. I'm basing all of these facts based off a video game about mortician life that is a very short game that gives you a small peek into the life of a mortician. But, you know, I guess if you're dealing with death in any form of way, therapy probably comes into play at some point because, like, it's a heavy topic, it's a heavy subject, and most people, well, I shouldn't say most people. I think there are people that when there's like death in their lives will need to go and talk to others about it. And maybe not just a funeral reception will be enough for that, you know, like needing to talk to someone for a little longer to get your feelings out so you get through the grieving process better. And so that's why therapists exist. I mean, not only just for death therapy, but like for a lot of other things. But I'm assuming, you know, I don't know where I was going with this. I don't remember what was I? Therapy. Yeah, therapy is great. Anyway, let's continue on. Good day, Miss Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and don't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for payment, we'll bring a check. Manuel Scott. You sound like an asshole. You should respect your son's wishes even though it was suicide. You're a poopy butt. Big poop. That's what I say to you. I am comfortable with this, but I won't answer that just quite yet. You hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker, look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm writing you on my phone so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyways, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for plants. That is really cool. Oh my god, if I died, yeah, I want a mushroom suit. I can like help the earth be better with a mushroom suit. That's actually an ingenious creation, IMO. Is mushroom suit real? Let's look this up. I'm gonna look up on my phone if mushroom suit is a real thing. Mushroom suit burial. What's a mushroom burial suit? Mushroom burial suits are organic cotton clothes with mushroom spores sewn into the fabric. You buy these suits for burial, typically foregoing a coffin in favor of burial directly in the ground. Once buried, the mushroom spores help decompose your body. I guess it's a real thing. How much does it cost to be buried in a mushroom suit? Oh my god, their mushroom burial suit costs around $1,500. Why is all this death, burial, funeral stuff so expensive? I'm dead! What do you have to do to my body? Don't you just put me in the ground? I mean, it's not quite that simple, but like, I shouldn't cost $1,900, $1,500 for a mushroom suit, and that's just the suit. You know, like, that's not even including all the other fees, because there's also the, like, reception that you have to do, which is like a party, but for death, right? So, it's a scam. I agree, Ivy. It is most definitely a scam. But also, they're businesses, so I understand they need to make money. But, like, I don't know. I would feel like death happens not, like, super often, but, like, you should have, like, one every week at least. So, like, why are you hiking up your prices so high? It's okay. It's also an industry that I'm sure that most people don't want to be in, so the price for, like, cost of, like, staff is probably high, because you aren't getting that many people who want to go in. Alright, okay. I can see the justification for the high prices, but also it's too high. Anyway, let's continue on. Oh, right. We were talking about mushrooms. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Thanks. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead, am I right? Welcome back. Now, we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice. What not to say at a funeral? I think tailgating is a thing you probably shouldn't say at a funeral. But maybe it's okay. Who knows? I guess I'll find out by reading this email. We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people. Why is there a magazine for funerals monthly? The fact that my character is subscribed to Funerals Monthly is also a thing. You know, there are people who do talk about death and how it's related to funerals and stuff. My roommate was talking about how they watch a channel, follow a blog. They do something with this person whose name I can't remember, but it's related to, like, giving information about mortuaries and funerals and embalming and all the things and processes you do with dead bodies. And I was like, oh wow, I can't believe there's like a whole like channel for this, that somebody is actually doing information about this, which makes sense because there's people talking about like everything that exists in this world online these days. But it's definitely not a field I ever thought about looking into. And even though I'm playing a Mortician's Tale, I'm really playing this because, like, I think it was talked about at one of the indie festivals for Game Developers Conference a few years back. So I was always interested in playing this game. Also because it's, like, a different kind of game where it's, like, more focused on funeral stuff, which is, like, a topic you don't see in video games very often or at all, really. So, yeah. Let's take in a sip of water. Now, where was I? I don't remember. Such a personal issue. It's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people, but fortunately we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what to not say to someone who is grieving. So here it is, Funeral Monthly's top 5 things to not say at a funeral. At least they're no longer suffering. Jesus!
Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be that jerk and just don't say it. Were they saved? No religious statements, just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is not always comforting, it can also be insulting. They're with the angels now. See above's note, then rinse repeat. Let me know how I can help. This one's tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them. Take them to their favorite restaurant or buy tickets to see a movie together. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Just say, I'm sorry, if you don't know what else to say. You're right, I think this is actually good advice. I agree. It's that first one though that kills me. That's such a dick thing to say. God. I guess you could say it in private though. All right. I am comfortable with this. If you are watching this and you are not comfortable with suicide, please skip probably 5 to 10 minutes. Scrub to the part where it goes to the next date section. But I am going to continue with this. Oh, right. I am in my clothes. Let's embalm the body. Open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Alrighty. Squishy, squishy, spongy, spongy. Squishy, squishy. All the weird gray spots go away. Shave the body. Take off the weird worm hairs. Oh, yeah, let's give this little man a good massage. On the arms, on the chest. Yeah, insert eye caps so the eyes don't disappear, and then glue them shut for embalming. Put cotton balls in the mouths. And suture. Moisturize the body. Let's give you a little lotion. Lotion you up. Make you nice and smooth. Oh. Cut you open. Ah, the tubing. Yes, this part. The cannula. Yes, this thing. Yeah, this thing. And then we press the power button. Let's squeeze some juice out. Or the blood juice, and bring in the pink juice. The chemical pink juice. Giving a massage to the body. This feels like those weird Elsa dentist simulator apps. I have never— Wait, you mean Frozen's Elsa? Those— Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen ads for them and they're weird, and I have ad blocker on, so I don't see most of those things. I think I get what you mean. You know, now it's like— Now I can't, like, unpicture this being a weird Elsa dentist app. Also, why do those games exist? Like, why are there so many? I don't understand. Who's trying to, like, be a dentist to Elsa? Elsa has beautiful teeth. She doesn't need to go see the dentist that often. All done. Mike will take care of Mr. Scott's makeup. I want to do Mr. Scott's makeup. That is, like, the most important part to me. Like, okay, embalming is pretty cool. I get it. But, like, I want to put makeup on him and make him look pretty. This is really important to me.
This game is not letting me be an artist and be creative. It's blocking me. I am joking, 100%. It's cool. I'm fine with not doing makeup because Mike is definitely doing a good job of makeup. I believe in Mike. He is a makeup artist. Okay, now it's the funeral reception. Is that what it's called? Or the funeral, like, thing? Clownify this corpse. I agree. No, wait, no! We don't want to make a clown out of the corpse! You want the corpse to be the most beautiful corpse. I mean, you definitely have to put a lot of makeup because their skin is kind of blue, you know? And it's like, not really human looks to that, but like, I guess in a sense that's like clownifying them because you're caking on the makeup. It's not like a little dab of foundation. It's like foundation and you pour it over their face, right? Like, I'm assuming. I am not a person who has done mortician-y things before because that is not my field. I am a computer scientist, but like, I'm assuming to put makeup on a dead body to make them look alive again, it's like a lot of makeup, not like a little bit of makeup. Let's talk to people.
Still can't believe he did it. I feel like I should have known, you know? Been able to do something to stop it.
Oh, right. I just got reminded why this person died. Wow, my memory is so poor. Alright.
There was no way to know. You can't blame yourself. He wouldn't have wanted that. I know. It's just, it hurts. Yeah, I know. I heard it wasn't going to be open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. I wish we were closer. Wow, I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I should have played more games with him when he asked. Without knowing, like, the circumstances of this guy, it's hard to listen to this dialogue because it's like, there's a lot of, like, reasons why people choose suicide, and it's usually related to feeling like you can't escape from your situation. So, like, I don't know. For me, it's, like, hard to listen to this because people are like saying, oh, I should have done this more to help them out, but they're usually like, if you're thinking of suicide, it feels like you have no other alternative is the situation. And so even helping them, it requires a lot of work and a lot of trust, and it's I don't know. Don't listen to my advice. I'm just saying things out loud. If I say something that sounds offensive, you know, like, you can call me out on it. But those are my thoughts on suicide and stuff like that. Dots. Quiet sob. Alright, let's pay our respects to this boy. Thank you for listening to my advice, Ify. March 3rd, 10:45 a.m. Washing the counter with green liquid. Who is Chad Grant? You got a blue nose. Who are you? Okay, alright, Chad. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. They will be another institution amongst hundreds of other properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on.
Chad Grant.
Can I just say, first off, that this is bullcrap. Ugh, knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long that this isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. Okay, hold up. How much is it now? There's stars. Subject to additional fees and taxes. Payment plans available. Oh my god. You telling me it's more expensive than what it was before, which I think was like 1900 or like 2K for the most expensive package? Capitalism. Capitalism related to the handling of your dead body. I love capitalism. Yeah. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess. P.S. If you were reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. Charlotte, below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you are done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month.
Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Thank you, Leah. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inguinal hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection. You can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you the link when we have it cataloged. What is my life? What is that sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event that I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death-positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe place. Come increase awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their finite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, "When people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity." See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday. Death Cafe. Alright. Cool. Oh, it's Funerals Monthly! Funeral rites, even in our own culture, might be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in media. But, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with the death, but the goal is almost always the same: offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. Yeah, it has been a whole month already. This game seems to be going by months. One a month. I don't know how long this game is. I went on how long it plays or something.com, and it said this game for most people was finished in 1 hour. It's been more than 1 hour for this stream, but also I am reading out every single line of text that exists, which is a lot. I'm assuming most people are just reading these emails like a normal person would. But yeah, so it's per month, and I guess there's burial, funerals once a month or something. In Judaism, internment usually begins immediately after somebody has passed.
Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shorner. Shorner? That's not Shomer. That is Shorner, right? No, that looks like Shomer. Why is my TV so far away? A guardian to remain with the body. Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible in Muslim traditions as well. Local Islamic community organizations are also often involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. But not all practices are strictly religious focused. In the aughts in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink drastically, causing a law to be passed that required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often. But there are also companies that compress remains into beads? Into beads? In turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. Yo, what? That's fucking sick! I want to be a bead. Like, when I die, I'm just a little bead. Or maybe they're bigger than that. But, like, I'm just a little dead bead, you know? That's like, pretty, honestly. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards and the expenses of cremations. Yeah, let's become necklaces, Ify. I agree. You can become the prettiest necklace. Like, your family member could be like, hey, my dead grandma is on my necklace. I carry her with me everywhere. I feel her. It's like we're one. Maybe that's a little too close, I guess. Anyway, and not all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones or Famadihana? A ritual by the Malagasy people of Madagascar. Famadihana has families return to an ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. That's actually really cool. This practice is a celebration, remembrance, way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean there isn't a beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. Thank you, Funerals Monthly. You're very informative, and I'm learning a lot. Alright, Chad. I'll get right to it. I hope I do a good enough job and you don't fire me because of capitalism. Miss Ionesco. Ionesco? Take the watch. Put this in the coffin. Alright. Into the fire she goes. Getting toasty, little crunchy, bony. Put the urn there, put the banana bone in there, then the regular bone, and then the skull. Put the watch, put the tag, put the lid. Alright, Matthew. She was always so careful. Wore her helmet, signaled, used the bike lanes. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. This has been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications of all of this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. Right, it was a bike accident. Like, but motorbike? Or, well, yeah, they just said signaling, so it must be a motorbike. Should we do a visual at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. I feel that. That's understandable. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No thanks. But no, I don't know. It's so intimate. Feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Ha, yeah, she was kind of a closed book, except to you. Yeah, she was special. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. I guess that is a benefit of cremation. You don't have to see the body for the last time. March 24th, 10:30 a.m. We're taking care of our plant. And now we check the email. Am I fired? Chad, you said I did a good job, right? Chad? Charlie, I need a drink. Beer after work? P.S. Also, I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry. No, I will not say hangry, ever. Hello. As stated in a previous email, here are the new rules and code of conduct I expect you to follow from now on, while on any promises belonging to Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Really? Second, most importantly to this is that no tattoos are to be visible. Oh my god. Oh, no, Chad, you are, If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell. Oh, yo, excuse me? I.e., always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. My bro, some people don't have the finances to, like, buy super expensive stuff. Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Fuck you, Chad. Let them bring their own food. They deserve having family cooked meals at a funeral. Like, wouldn't the deceased want that? Why is it have to be your sandwich and your appetizer, Chad? Our partner Catering Concepts provides high-quality food that will be delivered weekly from their factory and can easily be defrosted the morning of the funeral. It's defrosted food! It's not even cooked on the day of the funeral? Chad, you're a cheapskate! Oh my god, food is so important. Okay, the deceased is really important too, but food is so important. I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effective immediately to ensure a smooth transition into the high-quality services Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. is known for. Hello, Charlotte. I have reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost-effective. Chad, I'm gonna quit this job. You are a bad person. Green funerals are important because we should keep the ecosystem alive and working nicely. Oh my god, Chad. Okay, Chad. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, though, so do try your hardest to convince the families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming, caskets, and vaults instead. Can we destroy Chad? Ify, I would love to destroy Chad. Like, go into his office, slam down some papers saying that he's, like, done fraud or something, and have the cops storm on in and arrest him right there on the spot, and Chad would be like, no, I'm never going to give up, and he tries to struggle out of the restraints of the cops, but then the cops tackle him and you just stand there gloating at him because you're better than Chad. Alright. Charlotte, I am proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Although Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. is being paid a decent wage from the city for these services, cremation is preferred here as it is the most cost-efficient of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver aside from cremation. I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on his hind legs. Like a human being, Charlie. A human being. We as a species have seen the beginning of our end. Oh, this is a long one. I'm gonna quickly go get some water, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I got a glass of water, and so I should be able to say this whole email without a problem. The appeal of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to a funeral home. Most families aren't given the option and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive. But isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn or give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time, and you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Okay, I guess that's a thing for some people. I understand, but I feel like it gets smelly. I don't know. I don't really know about death, so what do I know? Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they are economical. A traditional funeral, complete with body preparation, service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. Holy shit. Okay, maybe I do want my dead person to get stinky in the house. When you're able to take care of your loved one yourself, to wash and dress them, and to organize their viewing from home, the only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation or burial itself. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require a funeral director's involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation. If this is a route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones, make sure you follow everything by the book. But just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if you so choose. Alright, Chad. Let's deal with the body nobody has claims. We doesn't seem to have any valuables on him. So let's just put the identification tag. I hope he doesn't have a pacemaker. This won't explode, right? This is all good, right? Okay. All right. Placing the urn, taking the funny bone, taking the normal bone. Maybe normal bone? Thank you. Take it, that's cool. Pulling the urn out, putting the tag in, putting that lid on, and we're done. Time to go talk to people. Which, of course, there's nobody. Why did I think there would be people? Nobody knows about this person. At least we pay our respects to them. You know, like, that's good. April 9th, 10:19 a.m. Cleaning the urn, just massaging it gently. Hello all, we are thrilled to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. subsidiary Rose and Daughters just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us access to all of the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternity wards. We're excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients, receives over $15 million in funding and donations annually. This will no doubt be a boon for Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc.'s bright and sustained future. Alright, Chad. Charlotte, I see you were not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose this sale. Oh, Chad. Oh, don't call it a sale, Chad. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. This is part of your job. Dear Mr. Grant, okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thank you for considering us in this hard time. Dear Mr. Dimka, I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package instead. I promise you on your wife's funeral with us will be a beautiful intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food service will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us here at Rose and Daughters make this difficult time a little easier for you. Dear Mr. Grant, regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden, we don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. Charlie, it's official. I put into my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? P.S. I'll bring beers over next week. We can talk a bit more freely. Oh my god, Jen, did you end up dating somebody? Holy shit. Congratulations, Jen. Unless you just, alright. Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and was equally freaked out by the possession scenes, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work and also isn't too into it like the last dude I saw. Jason?
Michael? I can't remember. I just really like spending time around her. I can talk about whatever I want and it's never a conversation stopper. That's actually really good. Finding somebody that you can talk about death with, especially since that's like your jam. Jen made out. Jen did well. I'm happy for Jen. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that, like, working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento mori or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just clicked. Feels good. Fun and affirming, like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of a Ferris wheel, be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email. Do you think you're going to do it? You know you have my support 100%, no matter what you decide. What was our email? Oh, that was our email. We're gonna register a business email. Cool. We can call it a few different things like flameless cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide. Or perhaps more commonly, resumation? It's a technical name though. Its technical name though is actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever we want to call it, it's here and it's an environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation. But for the sake of this newsletter, let's call it water cremation. Oh, my roommate was just talking about this the other day. It's like super cool. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment, the high energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gas effect being one of the chief amongst them, and water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious amongst. How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkali and water heated up very high, about 350 Fahrenheit. It basically works like a sped-up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewage water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts. Not a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any greater impact on the environment than necessary. Alright, Chad. We'll continue working for you, Chad, until I get my own business, Chad. Walking over slowly, very slowly. Alright, open casket. Let's clean the body. Squishy, 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 squish. Massagey. 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 Eye caps. Glue and cotton ball. Moisturizer. I can do this with my mouse. Tubing. Cannula. Tubing. Juice. Across the chest. Across the other side of the chest. The other arm. Across the chest again. Across the chest again. Does it just kind of ping pong on the massages? Oh, I guess there's one down the center. Not this one. Oh yeah, now we suck out the blood juice. Oh, from the organ specifically. I see.
This feels so personal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Oh, hey, what did you think of that trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I heard that show is so good. I saw that video of the one kid actor doing karaoke. Ooh. Yeah, they were forced into doing this. By Chad. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. Oh my gosh! You gave in to Chad? No! I know, honey, but what that Chad guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I just want Mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. Shh, it's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, I'm going to miss her. Me too. You gave in to Chad. No. You gave it to Chad when the mom said she didn't want to give it to Chad. I'm upset. I'm upset because Chad is a terrible person and is a capitalist and is squeezing out money of these people who don't want to, you know, do things that Chad wants because he just wants money. Chad. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. Did they not get the sandwich package? Chad more like bad? I agree, Ify. He's a bad Chad. Chad bad. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. Would be good to stretch my legs. Alright, let's give you our condolences. But I'm sorry, lady. They gave in to Chad and you had to be here. August 30th, 9 a.m. Did we get our new business? The music's different. Oh, we got an office! Charlie, dear, I am so proud of you. I knew there was something special in you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. If there is anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I am always happy to help. Best wishes, Amy Rose. P.S. I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor. Hey Charlie, when I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering, it was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree. And thankfully, I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as a, wait for it, bus driver. A school bus driver, Charlie. Can you believe that? Pretty sure if I said the most important part of my job now wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. I didn't know how else to tell you. For some reason, I was worried you'd think less of me, but I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, might I add. I actually love it. These kids can be pretty cute. But don't tell Amy that I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite to eat. Be seeing ya. Charlie, I am so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you. Seriously, I think our wine intake saw a bazillion% increase. But you've stuck through it all like a champ. You deserve this. Finally being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to. I'm trying to not be too cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and to check out your new place. Always, Jen. P.S. Have you heard about those green burial pots? When I find the link in my 1 million open tabs, I'll shoot it over to you. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for your understanding and for your work. You've made today easier already. See you at 1 p.m. Best, Eileen Hansen. What does that mean? Who? What? We are a funeral home and natural burial park. Oh, cool! Oh, $1,000 all inclusive. Green burial. All right, $2,250. Okay. Direct cremation, $600, all inclusive. Bless. Infants are buried at no charge. Yo! Except that's also incredibly sad if it's an infant. But, you know.
1 million open tabs, my beloved. I have multiple windows of Chrome open with many tabs in them. I understand the million tab thing. Magnolia Forest Funeral Home and Natural Burial Park. Magnolia Forest, named after the magnolia trees that surround the funeral home, specializes in at-home funerals and green burials in our natural burial park. Our goal is to empower families and encourage them to have a closer relationship with death and the dying process. The death of a loved one can be a confusing and sometimes traumatic time, and we want you to feel fully involved in your loved one's death care decisions. Whether you're looking to care for your loved one from the comfort of your home, be present during their cremation, or bury them in our natural cemetery, Magnolia Forest is here to work with you and provide these simple but intimate and meaningful options. Natural Burial Park. Our natural burial park allows the body to return to the earth and recycle naturally. It is intended as an environmentally sustainable alternative to existing funeral practices. Our park has room for bodies of all sizes and ages, as well as beloved pets. Pets are important. Families also have the option to bury their loved ones themselves if they so choose. That's very nice. I love this. Charlie, you're great. Alright, I'll see you soon, Eileen. Going out the door. We got people. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It's hurt so much, but thank you for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started now. That was a Mortician's Tale. That was short, but I learned a lot. It was very informative. I learned a lot about death. Oh, the order of the good death is the person or group that my roommate gets information about this stuff. So I guess check them out if you want to learn more about death and how to bury people and things like that. Yeah. Nice, Unity. Oh, that's nice with Ontario. It's so cool that, like, countries support development of video games. Like, Untitled Goose Game was sponsored by Australia, and it became really popular. I mean, it was definitely meme material to begin with, but, like, you know, give me that Australian money to make a Goose Game. Alright, well, thank you all for joining me for A Mortician's Tale. I hope you all learned more about funeral homes, being a mortician, and death, and what happens when you die. Things are expensive. That's my takeaway. I did not expect it to be so expensive, so maybe I should save up money for my death. And didn't talk about life insurance, but I feel like maybe I should also look into that. But yeah, yeah, Ify, hate when things are expensive. Yeah, I feel that. It's also, like, thousands of dollars expensive. It's not, like, $100 expensive. It's, like, thousands of dollars expensive. Oh, Ify, I'm not gonna die anytime soon. I'm just saying, you know, you should, like, think about the future, because we will all inevitably die. That's just how life works. So, like, you might as well also think about it, because it will be a part of your life, or technically not, but you know what I mean. Anyway, not you. You will not die. You're gonna live forever, Ify. You are a robot. So I guess this doesn't apply to you because, you know, it's just batteries and you can just charge the battery. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's the appropriate emote for that I agree. All right. Well, it's been about 2 hours streaming, which leaves me another hour. Starting on Saturdays, I will be streaming Carto, which is a puzzle game, exploration, adventure-ish game, where you can move the levels, like like a map, and you move them around. That's what I saw from the trailer. I don't actually know anything about the story, but it looks really cute, and I'm really excited to play it, because the map moving thing kind of reminds me of Secret of Mana 3, where you could place locations on this big map wherever you wanted it to be, and that's what I was getting, kind of that vibe from Carto. It's not an RPG, of course, but like the whole moving map pieces and landscape so you can move around wherever you want is really cool. I don't know if I want to start that right now. I mean, maybe I could start Carto. Or I could stop playing and give my throat a rest, because that was a lot of talking. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself a rest. All right. Thank you all for joining. I will see you all on Saturday if you can make it, or make it on Sunday again, whichever one you can do. All right. Bye.